You just got out of a relationship with a woman who always seemed larger than life, who thrived on attention, control, and drama. At first, leaving felt like a relief. You feel lucky, lucky to be out of that chaos, lucky to have escaped the constant stress, the manipulations, the emotional roller coaster. Every day without her feels lighter, like finally taking a deep breath after being underwater for far too long. Then, out of nowhere, you see she has someone new, a new source of attention, someone who is supposed to fill the space you once occupied. At first, it's shocking. You're surprised that she moved on so quickly, that someone else stepped in to take your place. You notice it, you think about it, and part of you can't help but wonder how she even thinks this new person can meet her impossible standards. And finally, that thought hits. Will it last? Can this new relationship really hold? You know what you saw, what you lived through, and you can't shake the feeling that the instability, the constant need for validation, and the emotional highs and lows will eventually come back. There's a tension in that thought, a curiosity that makes you want to keep watching, to understand why, deep down, you know that no one can replace what you brought into her life. This video will take you through exactly how a narcissistic woman operates after losing a key source, why her new supply is likely to face the same struggles, and why her world, without you, is destined to shake faster than anyone sees. Stick around, because this is about understanding the patterns, seeing the reality, and realizing just how strong you are for stepping out of it. The cycle of a narcissistic woman losing her supply. A narcissistic woman depends heavily on a person who gives her attention, admiration, and emotional energy. This isn't just about liking compliments. She needs someone to keep her emotional world stable. When that person leaves, everything shifts quickly, and her reactions tend to follow a very predictable pattern. Initial emptiness. The moment you leave, she feels a strong emptiness. It's not just a little sadness. She experiences a real gap where your energy and attention used to be. Her daily life feels different. Things she used to take for granted, someone checking on her, complimenting her, or even just being there, are gone. This creates stress in her mind and body. She will feel off balance because her routines are affected. Simple habits she relied on, like having someone to lean on emotionally, or someone to give her validation, are suddenly missing. She may try to distract herself with work, friends, or social media, but nothing fills the same space you once had. The key point is that no one can replace exactly what you gave her. Your attention and care had a unique pattern she got used to. Even if she finds someone new, it won't be the same. That gap causes subtle stress and anxiety that grows over time, even if she hides it well from everyone else. Seeking admiration quickly. Almost immediately after you leave, she starts looking for someone new to fill the gap. This happens fast because she can't tolerate feeling empty for long. She needs admiration and validation to feel secure. Externally, she looks fine. You might see her posting happy pictures, being social, or even talking like she's thriving. To an outsider, it looks like your absence doesn't affect her. But underneath, she is already in motion, hunting for someone to supply the attention and emotional energy you used to give. This stage is critical because it explains why narcissistic women often seem over it or unbothered so quickly. It's not real strength. It's a rapid response to avoid feeling the emptiness. The faster she secures a new supply, the faster she can hide the discomfort she feels inside. Slower internal collapse. Even with a new person, the emptiness doesn't disappear. The new supply is not you. They don't know exactly how to meet her needs, and they can't provide the same emotional fuel you gave. Over time, she will feel anxiety, frustration, and dissatisfaction. Her expectations remain high. If the new person fails to match them, even in small ways, it triggers inner stress. This creates a pattern where the relationship is unstable. She may show confidence and happiness outside, but internally, she is often tense, irritable, or uneasy. This stage explains why her relationships tend to be short-lived or filled with ups and downs. The outer image she projects, calm, happy, successful, is often very different from the chaos she experiences inside. The collapse isn't sudden. It happens slowly, but it's real and unavoidable. Breaking it down clearly. She loses the emotional energy you gave her. She feels emptiness and tries to fill it fast. She finds someone new to supply admiration. The new person cannot match what you provided. Over time, anxiety and dissatisfaction build. Internal collapse happens even if she seems fine outside. Every stage shows that her emotional stability was tied to you, and her new supply is unlikely to prevent her from feeling the same stress you saw while with her. This cycle repeats if she doesn't recognize her patterns or take responsibility for her behavior. The timing of the collapse. A lot of people wonder how fast a narcissistic woman will start to fall apart after losing someone important. The truth is, there's no exact timeline. Everyone is different, and it depends on a few factors, like how much self-awareness she has, how much she can handle being alone, and what's going on around her. But there are patterns that almost always show up. Not always instant. When you leave, she might look calm and even happy on the outside. Social media posts, pictures with friends, or even a new relationship can make it look like she's totally fine. But appearances can be very misleading. Inside, her mind is racing. She feels the emptiness. She's anxious about losing control, and she's thinking about how to get her needs met again. The collapse isn't usually instant. It's like a slow leak rather than a sudden burst. She might seem fine for a few days, weeks, or even months, but the internal stress is building up, and eventually, cracks start to appear. The faster she tries to cover it up, the more obvious it becomes later on. Uneven and hidden. Her collapse is often uneven. One day, she seems confident and in control. The next, she might act frustrated, anxious, or irritable. People around her often don't notice because she knows how to put on a mask. She has learned how to show strength and calmness to the world, while her inner world is far from stable. This unevenness is confusing for anyone watching from the outside, especially a new partner who thinks she's fine. But if you've been through it with her, you can spot the signs of internal collapse faster because you know what to look for. Internal pressure builds up. Even when she finds a new source of validation, the pressure doesn't go away. She still expects a lot, often more than the new person can realistically give. Small disappointments can quickly turn into big stress inside her mind. Over time, this leads to emotional instability, even if she never shows it publicly. Anxiety grows inside. Dissatisfaction increases. Frustration starts to affect her behavior. This explains why relationships with narcissistic women often hit turbulence quickly after starting. The foundation she tries to build is shaky because it was built on external validation, not real stability. The key takeaway: you might not see it immediately, but the collapse is happening behind the scenes. She can't sustain the the same level of control or emotional energy that you provided. That's why her new supply struggles almost from the start, and why she often ends up in the same unstable cycle repeatedly. Even if she seems fine for months, the truth is that her inner world is fragile, and that fragility is directly connected to the absence of the person who used to provide stability. You. Why you don't need to worry about the new supply. After leaving a narcissistic woman, one of the most common things people do is start worrying about the person she's with now. You see her with someone new and immediately wonder if this person can replace you. It's natural to feel that way. But here's the truth. No one can replace exactly what you gave her, and it's not your responsibility. The new supply cannot replicate you. The new person might be great, kind, or attentive, but they didn't experience the same history, the same dynamics, or the same connection you had with her. They don't know all the small ways you managed her moods, the ways you provided emotional fuel, or the patterns that made her feel stable when you were around. Think about it. She got used to a specific rhythm and energy that you created. That is unique. The new person can try, but they will almost always fall short. That's why her new relationship often hits problems fast. Her dissatisfaction doesn't mean you weren't valuable. It means her expectations are tied to what she experienced with you. You cannot control her or the situation. Worrying about her new supply or trying to control how she behaves will only hurt you. You can't make her happy. You can't make the new relationship fail or succeed. The only thing you can control is yourself and your reaction. Obsessing over her life or watching her social media constantly keeps you stuck in her world. The longer you stay there mentally, the longer you feel trapped in the same stress you felt while in the relationship. The healthier choice is to step back and focus on your own life. The collapse is largely inevitable. Because her stability depends so heavily on external validation, her new supply is likely to struggle. It's not a matter of timing. Eventually, cracks appear. Small issues will turn into arguments or frustrations. She may demand more than the new person can give, just like she demanded from you. The patterns repeat, and the instability surfaces. This means you don't need to fear or worry about her new relationship. The problems that appear there are part of the cycle you already experienced. Her world will shake, whether she has someone new or not, because her emotional foundation is fragile without you. Focus on your life instead. Don't watch her social media obsessively. Don't compare yourself to the new person. Don't assume she's better off or that her life is perfect. Instead, invest your energy in yourself. Rebuild routines. Focus on your goals. Spend time with people who genuinely care. And strengthen your own emotional stability. The faster you do this, the less power she has over your emotions and the more peaceful your life becomes. The main point is simple. You are never replaceable, and worrying about the new supply only keeps you stuck in her cycle. Your freedom and peace are far more important than her temporary chaos. The rapid collapse without you. When you leave a narcissistic woman, her world changes fast. Not immediately visible to everyone, but the shift starts the second you step away. Her stability depended on you in ways most people don't notice until they're inside the situation. Without you, things start falling apart quicker than you might expect. Loss of emotional standard. You provided a level of attention, validation, and emotional energy that set the standard for her life. She got used to the way you handled her moods, the way you made her feel special, and the sense of control and calm you brought. Once you're gone, that standard disappears. No one else can match it. The new person may try, but they simply can't replicate the emotional balance you created. This is why narcissistic women often struggle with new relationships. The foundation was built around you, and without you, it's shaky. Even if she tries to appear happy and confident, the inner stress starts building quickly. Instability for the new supply. The new supply, the person she moved on to, faces immediate pressure. They are suddenly expected to fill a role they didn't sign up for. They can't understand all the ways you influenced her emotional world. They may try to give attention and care, but it's not the same. This leads to early signs of instability. Small frustrations turn into arguments, minor issues feel bigger than they should, and the new relationship struggles under pressure. The faster she tries to maintain control, the faster cracks appear. Fast, but hidden breakdown. From the outside, she may look fine. She may post happy photos, act confident, or seem like she's thriving. But internally, she is already stressed and anxious. This internal collapse happens quietly, often faster than anyone notices. The new supply might not realize what's coming until the tension grows too big to ignore. This explains why relationships with narcissistic women rarely last long after losing a key person like you. The internal world doesn't match the outward appearance. The new supply experiences the same chaos you did, just in a shorter timeline because she hasn't adjusted emotionally yet. Why it happens so fast? Her emotional system depended on you. The new person cannot provide the same stability. Frustration and anxiety start building immediately. Arguments and tensions appear quickly. The new relationship is vulnerable to collapse. The rapid collapse shows that her world without you is unstable, no matter how confident she seems. It also confirms that you were never replaceable. Your presence mattered in a way no one else can duplicate, and the faster she tries to cover it, the faster the instability grows beneath the surface. Remember, you are not responsible for their collapse. One of the hardest things to accept after leaving a narcissistic woman is that you are not responsible for her feelings or her life falling apart. It's common to feel guilty or wonder if you could have done something differently. But the truth is simple. Her emotions, her choices, and her instability are hers alone. You did not cause it, and you cannot fix it. Your departure is not the problem. When you leave, it's natural to think that her sadness, frustration, or struggles are your fault. That's a trap many people fall into. You were in the relationship, you did your best, and you met her emotional needs in a way no one else could. Once you step away, she is the one who must handle her own feelings. Her world might feel like it's shaking, and her new supply may start struggling to meet her demands. That is not your responsibility. It is not your job to stabilize her or to protect her from the consequences of her own behavior. Understanding this allows you to finally step back and let her deal with the chaos on her own. Her emotional state is her responsibility. It's important to remember that her emotions are her responsibility. If she gets angry, upset, or frustrated, that is on her, not on you. If the new relationship faces challenges, that is also on her. You cannot control her reactions, and you should not feel guilty for what happens after you leave. Accepting this fact is freeing. It removes the weight you may have been carrying for months or years. You no longer have to try to fix her, smooth over her feelings, or anticipate her reactions. You are free to focus entirely on your own life. Why this understanding matters. When you truly accept that you are not responsible for her collapse, you gain power over your own emotions. You stop reliving the past, stop obsessing over what she's doing, and stop feeling guilty for leaving. Your energy can go into rebuilding your life, your confidence, and your emotional strength. This mindset also protects you from falling back into the same cycle. Narcissistic individuals often try to pull former partners back in with guilt, manipulation, or emotional triggers. When you know that you are not responsible for their struggles, those tactics lose all their power. Take control of your own life. By letting go of the sense of responsibility for her collapse, you take back control. You make decisions based on your happiness, your health, and your growth. You stop comparing yourself to the new supply, stop worrying about her, and stop letting her instability affect your mood. The real power is in understanding that her life is hers, and your life is yours. She may stumble, struggle, or face challenges without you, and that's okay. It does not reflect on your worth. You walked away, and that act alone shows strength and clarity. The bottom line, you did not break her. You did not ruin her new relationship. You cannot fix her, and you do not have to. Accepting this truth gives you freedom, peace, and a sense of closure. You can finally move forward, knowing that your life is your own and that her struggles are no longer your responsibility. This realization is empowering. It reminds you that you have done enough, you have been enough, and now it's time to focus fully on building the life you deserve, without her chaos holding you back. Your strength beyond their chaos. You went through a lot with a narcissistic woman. You experienced stress, manipulation, and emotional ups and downs that no one should have to endure. Leaving was not just a choice. It was an act of strength. You are lucky to be out of that chaos, and it's important to acknowledge that. Recognizing your own courage is the first step in taking back control of your life. Seeing her with someone new might still surprise you. You may wonder if this new relationship will last, if she will finally be happy, or if she'll repeat the same patterns. But you already know the truth. Her stability depended on you in ways no one else can replicate. The new supply will face challenges, and the chaos she carried into your life will eventually surface again. That's not your concern anymore. What matters now is your own growth, your own happiness, and your own peace. Focus on your goals, your hobbies, and the people who truly value you. Invest in yourself and your life. Every small step you take toward building a life that centers on your own well-being strengthens you and distances you from the cycle you once lived in. You have survived, and you have clarity. You have the power to create a life free from manipulation, a life where your emotions are yours alone and where your confidence is unshakable. Remember that your worth is not defined by anyone else. You are enough, you are strong, and now is the time to embrace that strength fully. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all